Hello everyone, my name is Thea Samuelson. I am 8 years old, I am in 3rd grade and I go to Palmer Elementary. My GT project is designing an herb garden. Why is gardening important? Gardening is a way to stay fit because you're exercising, you're getting lots of fresh air, and you're getting lots of sunlight. It is also a way to save money and a way to eat healthy since you control what nutrients go in your soil, which ends up in your food. My herb garden. Purpose. I chose to design an herb garden because I love gardening and cooking with my mom. I also love the smell and taste of the different herbs. They have lots of health benefits and I want to learn more about them so I can use that information that I learned when I'm designing my own garden soon. The herbs that I chose to plant in my garden are basil, cilantro, parsley, thyme, oregano, lavender, rosemary, chives, and sage. Important gardening rules to follow. Create a maintenance schedule. Make sure that you have a schedule where you have different days to water, weed, or pick and prune your garden. This will help you maintain your garden a lot easier. Plant plants with similar maintenance and growing needs together. Make sure that you keep all your plants that need lots of sun together, lots of water together, and lots of shade together. Keep checking on your garden. If you check on your garden frequently, you will notice anything with weeds or pests, and you will have a chance to save your garden before it's too late. Prepare soil before planting. It is a lot better and easier to prepare your soil before planting because you will disturb your plant's root system, and it's hard to mix in the soil when your plants are already in. Keep the water flowing. Make sure you water your plants frequently. Plan your landscape as a whole. Make sure that you have a plan before you plant anything because you might plant plants that need lots of water and plants that don't need lots of water together, and plants will get over or underwatered. You also might plant plants that need lots of sun in the shady area or vice versa. Problems you may encounter with your garden. A lack of good soil and compost. One of the best things that you can do for your garden is to have good soil and compost, because good soil and compost is good nutrients, and good nutrients help your plant to grow up to be strong and healthy, and you definitely want that. Poor plant selection and placement. Weeds in the garden. If you see any weeds in the garden, pull them up as soon as possible because they will spread, they will take over your garden, and they will steal most of your plant's nutrients. Overwatering and underwatering your plants. Poor drainage. Again, if you don't have good soil, for example, there's too much clay in your soil, your plant's water won't drain, and your plant will have wet feet. And when it has wet feet, it rots. Garden pests. If you see any garden pests like caterpillars or snails, get rid of them as soon and as naturally as possible because they will destroy your garden by eating your plant. Life cycle of plants. Perennial. A perennial is a plant that lives for 3 or more years. It comes back every year after a rest in the winter. Examples are grass, trees, and even some flowers like lavender and rose. Annual. An annual is a plant that grows, flowers, makes seeds, and dies in 1 year. Some of them have flowers, and if you let it bloom, its seeds will spread and grow again. Examples are marigolds, petunias, zinnias, and tomatoes. A biennial. A biennial is a plant that needs 2 growing seasons to complete its cycle. Examples are parsley, carrots, and foxglove. Planting guide. I live in the city of Missouri City, which is located in Zone 9A. Make sure you buy plants that are suitable for growing in your zone. The minimum temperatures are 20 degrees Fahrenheit to 25 degrees Fahrenheit. A frost date is the average date of the last light freeze in spring or the first light freeze in fall. They are important for gardeners to know as they signal the start and end of the gardening season. It is best not to sow seeds or plant seedlings of heat-loving plants like basil before this date because the young plants will die if frost occurs. Light freeze. A light freeze is 29 degrees to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Tender plants are killed. Moderate freeze. A moderate freeze is 25 degrees to 28 degrees Celsius Fahrenheit. It is destructive to most vegetation. Severe freeze. A severe freeze like the one we had 2 years ago, 24 degrees Fahrenheit and colder, it will cause heavy damage to most plants. For my zip code 77459, the approximate last spring frost date is March 1st. Horticulturist versus botanist. Botanist. A botanist is an expert in the scientific study of plants. To become a botanist, you need to get a diploma, degree, or master's degree in plant biology, zoology, and botany. Careers include naturalist, laboratory assistant, wildlife specialist, professor, or a researcher. Horticulturist. A horticulturist specializes in cultivating and managing gardens. They apply scientific knowledge to help plants and flowers grow and thrive. To become a professional horticulturist, you can undertake a diploma or degree in agriculture science. Careers include garden manager, floral designer, landscape designer, greenhouse manager, and a community garden planner. Basil. The scientific name of basil is Simum basilicum. The growth cycle is annual. The plant spacing is 10 to 12 inches. The plant height is 12 to 24 inches. Spread is 12 inches. Basil loves full sun, but it can handle partial shade. It thrives in zone 3 to 10. Companion plants are oregano and chives. Interesting facts. Basil is a sacred herb in the Hindu tradition. It is used in burial ceremonies in both India and Egypt. If you pick basil regularly, 12 basil plants can produce 4 to 6 cups of leaves per week. Cilantro. The scientific name is Coriandrum sativum. The growth cycle is annual. The plant spacing is 6 to 12 inches. The plant height is 12 to 24 inches, and the spread is also 6 to 12 inches. Light. 8 hours full sun, and it can handle some partial shade. Companion plants are rosemary and basil. The USDA zone is 2 to 11. Interesting facts. To some people, cilantro tastes like soap because of a genetic issue. Cilantro is at least 5,000 years old, making it one of the world's oldest herbs. Chives. The scientific name is Allium schnopressum. The growth cycle is perennial. The plant spacing is 4 to 6 inches. The plant height is 10 to 15 inches, and the spread is also 10 to 15 inches. Chives loves full sun. Companion plants are lavender, cilantro, basil, and parsley. The USDA zone is 3 to 10. Interesting facts. Chives spread really fast. The flowers of the chives are edible. Rosemary. The scientific name is Salvia rosmarinus. The growth cycle is perennial. The plant spacing is 2 to 3 feet. The plant height is 2 to 6 feet, and the spread is also 2 to 3 feet. The companion plants are sage, lavender, oregano, and basil. It thrives in zone 7 to 11. Interesting facts. Spain is the largest producer of rosemary in the world. Rosemary is called dew of the sea because it grows near the coast and gets lots of moisture from the air. Sage. The scientific name is Salvia officinalis. The growth cycle is perennial. The plant spacing is 2 to 3 feet. The plant height is 2 to 2.5 feet. The spread is 2 to 3 feet. The light is full sun. Companion plants are rosemary, parsley, thyme, and oregano. It thrives in zone 4 to 10. Interesting facts. Sage is known for its healing properties to treat conditions like sore throat, cold, skin, and digestive problems. It is rich in vitamin K, which helps the body in clotting blood. Parsley. The scientific name is Petrosolanum crispum. The growth cycle is a biennial. The plant spacing is 8 to 12 inches. The plant height is 9 to 12 inches, and the spread is also 9 to 12 inches. It likes full sun, but it can handle some partial shade. It grows well in zone 3 to 9. Companion plants are basil, oregano, chives, lavender, and thyme. Interesting facts. Parsley has antibacterial properties. You can drink parsley tea after your meals to prevent indigestion. Thyme. The scientific name is Thymus vulgaris. The growth cycle is perennial. The plant spacing is 12 to 24 inches. The plant height is 6 to 12 inches. The spread is also 6 to 12 inches. It likes full sun and it can handle some partial shade. The USDA zone is 5 to 9. Companion plants are chives, basil, lavender, and parsley. Interesting facts. The worse your soil is for thyme, the better. Thyme can be added to boiling water to avoid bloating after meals. Oregano. The scientific name is Oreganum vulgare. The growth cycle is a perennial. The plant spacing is 8 to 10 inches. The plant height is 1 to 2 feet. The spread is 1.5 feet. The light is full sun, and it thrives in zone 5 to 10. Companion plants are chives, basil, parsley, and thyme. Interesting facts. Oregano can be used to garnish heavy dishes like pizza so that you digest the extra cheese easily. Oregano can also be used to make tea. Lavender. The scientific name is Lavandula angustifolia. The growth cycle is a perennial. The plant spacing is 2 to 3 feet. The plant height is 1 to 3 feet. The spread is 2 to 4 feet. It loves full sun, and it thrives in zone 5 to 10. Companion plants are rosemary, thyme, sage, parsley, and oregano. Interesting facts. Lavender attracts lots of pollinators. If your lavender has yellow leaves, it is a sign of overwatering. This is my Les Habs garden made out of butcher paper. The total area is 36 square feet. The total perimeter is 30 feet, and 1 square equals 1 square foot. I put all my perennials together, all my annuals together, and all my biennials together. I planted them according to the recommended spacing requirements, and as you see, some of them, like chives and thyme, have more space between them because they spread faster and I gave them a little more space to grow. I put taller plants like lavender and rosemary in the back, so the ones in the front, the shorter plants, can grow. And all of the plants are easy to access. These are some of the trading cards that I made. I like all of them, but my 3 favorites are basil, cilantro, and lavender. I put the pictures on the front and the information that you need on the back. These are some sources that I used for my project. I hope that you got some information that you could use if you were inspired to make your own garden. Thank you.